Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild, and one of my commenters told me to rebuild the Las Vegas Raiders, but with the new addition of Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, he's not on the team yet, because I currently am in the offseason and the trade deadline is closed, so we're going to work out some contracts, but first, actually, I would like to review the roster, which I should have done before, and first things first, Derek Carr, I am going to cut him because in real life, he is going to be cut. That's just how it is. Josh Jacobs, I believe this dude should have superstar development. How are you going to be a 97 overall and not even have superstar development? Kind of crazy to me, but I'm going to leave it at star just for now. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. O-line needs a huge improvement. Colton Miller is the only good thing here. Defensively, also the commenter told me to draft a defensive tackle as well, so that's what I'm going to be doing here with real draft classes. And yeah, defensive line, I can see why he wants a defensive tackle. Their run game is pretty horrible. Chandler Jones has taken a huge step back this year, therefore that's why he has an 81 overall, and that's a little bit of the regression system from Madden. Trayvon Merrick, Nate Hobbs, Rocky Sin. Is this Averett? Who is this? Anthony Averett. There's a Jason Averett and other Veretts. I don't like how many Veretts there are. But anyways, this team does need help on the D-line and O-line. So let's look into the 2022 retirements to see who we have here for the Las Vegas Raiders in the AFC West. And Carlos Dunlap retires as a Denver Bronco. Okay, and players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we're going to have here. Josh Jacobs, they're probably going to tag in real life. I'm going to increase the money for him and just give him the deal. And he re-signs with the team. Denzel Perryman, do I want to? I'll take him for a one-year deal, but I'm not going to give him much more than this. And he hits free agency. It's fine with me. Rocky Sin, same deal. I would want just a 1 year and then I'll boost the money for him if he wants. But other than that, I'm just not gonna work with that. Anthony Averett can walk. Matt Collins can walk. Foster Moreau. Jayon Brown, 1 year deal. 2 year deal. Depth player. 2 year. If it's this cheap, then yeah, I'm cool with this. If it's just a 2 year and if it's that cheap. And everybody else here just really not interested. Maybe he's young. He is star dev. I'll give him a player-friendly deal, and I'll give them 5 years because they are young, and he does not want to sign. Okay. Wow, everybody else here really just doesn't want to sign with the team. That's unfortunate. Anyways, let's get to free agency and go trade for Aaron Rodgers. So nobody really wanted to play for our team because we don't have a quote-unquote franchise QB anymore. So I only got Sterling Shepard on a 1 year deal as a rental. Really not that big of a deal, but it's now time to move into the draft and make a move for Aaron Rodgers. In the draft now, I'm trading pick number 9, which I don't really think is the Raiders' official pick, but I did force the Raiders to go 6 and 11. So I'm trading my first round pick for Aaron Rodgers. For those guys saying, oh, the Packers wanted 2 first round picks for Aaron Rodgers. Believe it or not, the Raiders actually did very bad this year. So they would have a very high pick. So I think trading away a very high pick, just one very high top 10 pick to the Green Bay Packers should suffice for Aaron Rodgers, and I think this will be a good trade for both sides. But trading 2 first-round picks, I don't see that happening. In the second round, I'm picking up defensive tackle Mazi Smith out of Michigan, 6'3", 326 pounds, 96 strength. Not really that athletic, but he was the best available for a defensive tackle. Okay, after the draft, as you can see, we do have Aaron Rodgers on the team wearing number 10. Who has number 12 on the Raiders? Maybe a special teamer, I think. I don't know. Let's see. 11. I'd rather have him wearing 11 than 10. But Derek Carr, guess what, bud? You finally get cut. Should have happened way earlier, but you're getting cut now. Get off the team. We have A-Rod on the team now, and I'm sure the CPU will make tons of adjustments to the roster. But who is this guy? Robert Scott, rookie. Must have picked him up in later rounds. I definitely did not pick him. And yeah, the receiving core looks good. Unfortunately, the O-line is terrible still. Defensively, Smith is a 74 overall, so he's definitely not a bad player. Divine Diablo, I do want to move up over Jayon Brown. Dent, Reed, Nate Hobbs. Wow, this team needs a lot, and somehow they're in negative cap room most of the time. But apart from that, the team does look good overall. Sterling Shepard is going to be getting in the slot. It looks good overall with Rodgers and Devontae Adams back together, but apart from that, other than that, just not that great. Anyways, guys, it's now time to get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2, second in the division. Look at that! Look at that division though; it's absolutely stacked out. Let's see the scouting national focus, and I would say basically everything It's a cornerback heavy class. I was going to go interior offensive line, but since it's a cornerback heavy class, I do want corner to be my scouting national focus. So that way I can have just an abundance of them. And then we're going to go to the players ready to negotiate to see who we have to resign. Why? I guess it auto-signed Derek Carr back. I do not want that at all. That is quite frustrating to see how he would have done on a different team because I don't want Derek Carr back on my team. Believe it or not. Get off my team, Derek Carr. I do not want you here. Go away. And now I have to I should have signed a QB in free agency so that way this wouldn't happen because you're required to have 2 quarterbacks on the depth chart. So free agents, let's not have Derek Carr here. And let's go the Red Rifle, baby. Andy Dalton, get on my team. There you go. I do not want Derek Carr playing on a team. Somebody else can have him. And apart from that, let's actually look at the players ready to negotiate. We're going to have Smoot, Andy Dalton, Sterling Shepard. Again, dude, best I can give you is a 1-year deal. No, I'm not going to re-sign you, Sterling. Nichols. No, I'm good. Everyone else can walk. Don't really have an interest in any player here. So apart from that, guys, it's now time to move in to the playoffs, if I can actually, scroll down to it if it'll let me. But anyways, guys, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 8-9, missing the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Broncos. That loss, literally, the Broncos just dragged us down with them. That's what they did by beating us. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Aaron Rodgers, okay, top 15, I guess. 7th best offense in the NFL, 29th defense. My God, Pittsburgh's defense sucks. 4,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, 10 receptions, 70% completion percentage as well. Josh Jacobs, 21 touchdowns, 5.0 per carry, 1,600 yards. Great season. That should be a superstar dev. Hunter Renfrow, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Really? Devontae Adams only put up these numbers with Rodgers? That's sad. Looking at defensively, Devon Diablo with 154 tackles for a loss, 20 for Nichols. Sacks is going to be 20 for Max Crosby and 9 for Chandler Jones. Interceptions, 4 for Jayon Brown. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Nate Hobbs and 1 for Amik Robertson. But unfortunate first year. Anyways, let's see what we got as we're going to be moving into the offseason. And the Chiefs humiliate the Panthers in the Super Bowl. B. Ojolari wins Super Bowl MVP. I'm assuming that's a rookie, but just didn't spell out his entire name. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. Josh Jacobs wins Offensive Player of the Year. That's sick to see. Good stuff. I like that. Let's see what the development upgrades are. Josh Jacobs better have superstar development, and he does. Good stuff. But let's change this playbook immediately. I'm going back to Kansas City. I only tried the 3-4 under defense with Pittsburgh just because I heard it was good, but obviously not, as Aaron Rodgers is regressing quite heavily. Defensively, though, Jayon Brown as superstar dev, still not going to keep him here. Devon Diablo does get star dev, so that's a nice upgrade. And yeah, the team needs a lot of help. Needs very much so help. So let's move to the re-signings. Andy Dalton retires and Chandler Jones both retire as Las Vegas Raiders. That gives me way more cap space now that Chandler Jones is gone. But let's look at the players to re-sign. Smoot, Sterling Shepard, all these guys just don't really care about. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move into the free agency period. So we got Nick Bosa, and I completely revolved my defense around Nick Bosa in free agency. So I changed to a 4-3 defense. AJ Terrell, huge help at DB. Jerry Jeudy, great route runner. Jeremy Chin, and Jonah Williams, who had high interest in playing with us before, but suddenly has no interest once he signed with us. But I moved him to right tackle, and Jeremy Chin, I moved from strong safety to free safety. So anyways, let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive back Rick Tillman out of East Carolina. Good speed, great athlete, 6'1", zone-type corner. He has decent skills here, and I thought he was pretty good, but I guess only normal development. So this is the team after the draft. I got some later round guards who ended up being garbage, but it doesn't really matter to me because Aaron Rodgers is the one that has to deal with it. So Devon Diablo looks like he's playing right outside linebacker now, apparently, even though he is a middle linebacker. Guess we didn't really fill the position, but Devon Diablo will be the starting right outside linebacker just for the season until I find a replacement for him. And Jeremy Chin, AJ Terrell. Tillman's a 77 overall, so he is a good corner. 77 overall is a great development trait for a rookie. Well, not development trait, but an overall. But for some reason, just unfortunately does not get a development trait. That is quite unfortunate. Specialist, Tillman's going to be in the slot. Sellers, Butler, Weaver, yeah, we're all good. Divine Diablo is going to be the starter. And apart from that, guys, the rest of the team looks good. So it's not time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-0, top of the division. But again, a contested division, Chiefs being 3-3 is surprising. Just if you look at the overall ranks, we're going crazy right now, offensively and defensively. That's what I love to see. Scouting national focus, I cannot disregard the interior offensive line anymore. Even, right end is there too, but whatever, it's fine. I mean, yes, I have Nick Bosa and Max Crosby, but I could slide someone into defensive tackle. We still need defensive tackle, but players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we're going to have here. Don't know who this guy is. Never heard of him. He also looks really goofy. Don't want him. Chosen Rosen, no. Hunter Renfrow, 3 years. $8 million a year, honestly, isn't that bad, but I feel like I can just find someone just as average and not have to pay them in the draft. Trayvon Merrig, good. I'm going to re-sign him for this. And for those guys being like, oh, well, Hunter Renfrow isn't average. He's good. Hunter Renfrow is good. Like, I mean, I'll sign him to like a 1-year deal and boost the money for like $10 million for that 1 year. Yeah, see, that works. I'm cool with that. I'm just not going to give him a 3-year deal as he's regressing. Nate Hobbs, I don't care if you don't want to be here. I'm going to overpay for you. You need to re-sign with the team. We have nobody else at that position. Jayon Brown, you're just continuously regressing. Divine Diablo is going to be a replacement for stupid cheap. I am going to re-sign him. And anyone else here? Nobody else that I really want. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the playoffs. Going from 6-0 to 11-6 and allowing the Broncos to take the division. Not really the best thing I had in mind, but did our entire division make the playoffs? Chargers at the bottom seed. I see Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs. First time ever in history we're going to have an entire division in the playoffs. That's crazy. Okay, stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Aaron Rodgers did great. Best offense in the NFL. Defensively, we were the 7th best defense. Yeah, we didn't even take the division. 5,100 yards, 42 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 24 touchdowns, 6.0 per carry, 1,700 yards, and not even 300 attempts. That's crazy. Deserves an X factor. Devontae Adams, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 104 receptions, 1,100 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Jerry Jeudy, not even 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jayon Brown, 117 tackles for a loss, 17 for Nick Bosa. Sacks, 25 for Max Crosby, 21 for Nick Bosa. Interceptions, 2 for Divine Diablo. Safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Joe Sellers, the rookie defensive tackle, and 0 defensive touchdowns. So apart from that, let's see if we can beat the 10-7 Tennessee Titans to move on to the divisional round. We lose 34-31. Okay, let's move into the offseason. And the Broncos beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. Justin Simmons wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins back-to-back league MVP. Josh Jacobs wins back-to-back Offensive Player of the Year. That's crazy to see. Let's see the development upgrades offensively. I'm sure Josh Jacobs got Superstar X Factor, and he did. No surprise there. Hunter Renfrow, even with 12 touchdowns and 1,100 yards, doesn't get Superstar. Darren Waller gets Superstar X Factor. Defensively, looking into it, it looks like everybody is the exact same. Okay, can't really do anything about that. But apart from that, let's move in to the re-signings. Travis Kelce and quarterback Russell Wilson both retire. That's actually good for us because Russell Wilson's really good in simulation. Same thing with Travis Kelce, but he's actually good in real life too, unlike Russell Wilson. But everybody else here, don't want to re-sign. I already said that before. Don't really have an interest in them. How much money do we have to spend? $38 million. I guess I could go snag one player in free agency. Let's do it. After free agency, we got DeForest Buckner to help the trenches on one side and Tevin Jenkins to help the trenches on the other side. Team is looking better now. It's now time to move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up middle linebacker DJ Manning out of Miami. Pass coverage, 6'2", 229, hidden development, and I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker. In the second round, I'm picking up center Nick Hess, who I'm going to move to left guard. Hidden development, only 6'1", but 311 and 91 strength. In the third round, I'm picking up left guard Carl Ashmore out of Texas Tech. Hidden development, 6'2", 310, 86 strength. So I'll probably keep this guy left guard, move the center. I'll actually keep the center at the center position. So this is the team after the draft, and it looks like this guy, Dylan, I'm going to trade him away just because I have star development right behind him. So who wants him? I'm just going to make a quick, easy trade. Bills, give me your second round pick for this guy because you guys are projected to do highly. Actually, they don't have any money to trade with him, but the Chargers do. So the Chargers, give me your second round pick for this guy. Will you do that? And they do. quick, easy trade. Got that done. And yeah, our interior offensive line is looking a lot better with these rookies in there. Aaron Rodgers has regressed to an 80 overall, which is unfortunate. But the rest of the team does look good. Defensively, DeForest Buckner is going to be helping us a lot. And Manning right here, DJ Manning, the rookie out of Miami. It said he was supposed to be a second-round projection. I reached on him in the first round. Doesn't matter to me. He ends up being pretty good. So he's going to move to the left outside linebacker position. Start there, and we still need some linebacker help. But other than that, Tillman, even though he was a first-round pick and only has normal dev, he's still pretty good depth for us. Secondary looks great. I really just need Devon Diablo to be at least like an 82 overall. Then I need a right outside linebacker for sure. But everybody else looks pretty good. It's now time to move into the third season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 2-5. Team just collapsed. I don't know what else to say other than that. Coming off a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, scouting national focus. Let's see what we got here. Who do I necessarily want? I guess outside linebacker is what I was mentioning before, so we'll try that. Right outside linebacker is the strength of the class, so like to see that. Coming off a big blowout loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Players ready to negotiate who we're going to have. Colton Miller, do want him back. Expand it 5 years. Actually, I should have done less, but it's fine. AJ Cole, punter. Sure, I'll do a 2-year deal. Let's do this. And here he signs. Daniel Carlson. I didn't know Daniel Carlson was a superstar, but sure, we'll sign a 2-year deal with him. Hunter Renfrow. We're going into our final season. Sure, why not? No, I guess I don't have any money, so never mind. There's a reason why not. Anyways, yeah, unfortunate. How much money are we in debt, though? Not too much. Can you be a team-friendly player, man? Oh, no, I guess not. Guess he doesn't want to be a team player. I wouldn't be either after going 2-5. Anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. Making a comeback on the season, finishing 9-8 while Chargers and Broncos fumble away their season. Chiefs probably take the first seed, going 14-3 top of the division. Coming off a huge win against the Minnesota Vikings, here to face the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how 14-3 Ravens don't get a first-round bye. Aaron Rodgers, mid, 7th best offense in the NFL, 6th best defense, yet we went 9-8. 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, too many interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 19 touchdowns, 16 yards per carry, not 16, 6 yards per carry on average. And he has 1,700 yards, only 282 carries as well. Devontae Adams, 100 and... what am I saying, dude? What am I saying? 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Darren Waller, 103 receptions, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. Hunter Renfrow, 909 yards. I keep saying too much. It's pissing me off. Devon Diablo, 118 tackles for a loss, and 19 for Max Crosby. Sacks, 27 for Max Crosby, 19.5 for Nick Bosa, 10.5 for DeForest Buckner. Dude, I'm stuttering everywhere. AJ Terrell, 4 interceptions. Safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for AJ Terrell. So, let's see if we can upset the Ravens and have the Ravens choke another playoff game. By the way, I'm a Ravens fan, so I have the right to say that. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. No, the Ravens don't do it. Of course they don't do it. 31-26. We haven't even won a playoff game yet. Let's move into the 4th and final season. And the Packers with Anthony Richardson win the Super Bowl without the Ravens. Yeah, that's a big middle finger to Aaron Rodgers. Ray Godwin, new quarterback for the Eagles, wins the Super Bowl MVP. Not the Super Bowl, the league MVP. And Josh Jacobs, 3rd time for Offensive Player of the Year. Max Crosby wins Defensive Player of the Year. Ray Godwin wins Rookie of the Year for the Eagles, and he wins the league MVP as well. Okay, let's see what we got here for the team. As offensively, we look the exact same. I mean, the interior offensive line does have star dev. That's nice to see. And defensively, Manning only has star dev. But I guess we will need to make an adjustment in free agency to get a better linebacker. And yeah, so apart from that, guys, I would say it's now time to move into the recent players. Aaron Rodgers retires, so we have a bigger problem on our hands now. Dang, how much money? We only have $26 million. That's not even enough to afford a QB in free agency. It looks like we're probably going to end up having to draft one. Hunter Renfrow doesn't even want to come back anymore, so I can't re-sign him because I don't have the money. And I won't have the money to sign a QB, so there's no point to hitting free agency. Let's move to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up middle linebacker Sherrod Starks, and I know I was supposed to go quarterback, but all the quarterbacks on the board suck. So I'm picking up Sherrod Starks, going to move him to right outside linebacker. In the second round, surprisingly, a quarterback out of Duke is actually good. 6'2", 215, Tony Irons. What a cool name, dude. 87 speed, 91 acceleration, 89 throw power. He honestly looks pretty good. And here we are after the draft. Tony Irons is only a 70 overall, but he's going to have to do. He's going to have to do. We need a rookie QB to win the Super Bowl for us. Starks is only a 73 overall, well, 73 with the boost, so it was a bust of a pickup, I guess, but we're going to move him to right outside linebacker anyways, because it's not like we have anyone there to play for us anyways, and making sure, oh, he's a 74 now, that's cool. The rest of the team does look pretty good. I'm going to make sure Tony Irons does have a mentor QB or someone behind him, so that way it doesn't auto-sign someone randomly in free agency. QB, Teddy B as a mentor, sure. We'll take Teddy B as a mentor, and he's going to be the backup and boost the XP for Tony Irons. Such a cool name, honestly. And anyways, it's now time to move into the fourth and final season and the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 11-6, top the division above the 11-6 Kansas City Chiefs, who have to play in the first round. And yeah, coming off a huge blowout win to the San Francisco 49ers. Tony Irons, baby. Let's go. Iron up as pretty good rookie season. 5th best offense in the NFL, 2nd best defense, 4,600 yards, 31 touchdowns, still too many interceptions. Josh Jacobs continues to be a freak. Devontae Adams, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, best season yet, and it wasn't with Aaron Rodgers. Dante Demas, rookie, I guess, 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, great season for a rookie. And then everyone else, Jerry Jeudy has been total shit for us ever since I signed him. Devon Diablo, 114 tackles, tackles for a loss, 17 for Max Crosby, sacks, 18.5 for Max Crosby, 17.5 for Nick Bosa, and 10.5 for DeForest Buckner. 4 interceptions for Devon Diablo, safeties on the team, 1 for Joe Sellers, and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Devon Diablo. So, let's see if Tony Irons can get us 1 playoff win throughout this entire rebuild, because Aaron Rodgers did not, and he won't. Okay, this is my first failed rebuild in a very long time. Very long time since I failed a rebuild. So if this is your first time watching me as a content creator, I am so sorry. I do have way better videos, way better rookie rebuilds, like my Jalen Carter rebuild with the Bears. Suggest you go watch that one as the Ravens win the Super Bowl. But anyways, guys, apart from that, thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you'd like me to rebuild next down below. Tony Irons has superstar development. This guy honestly looks sick. He got superstar development. I honestly really, really like Tony Sellers. Not Tony Sellers. Tony Irons. Sellers I got mixed up with this defensive tackle right here. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching once again. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.